I need to get that on a t-shirt, right? Or a coffee mug. I rolled a 1. Leave me alone. It happens, right? There's a few memes out there. There's the dude who tries to use the bathroom and rolls a 1 and gets it all over himself. There's the dude who tries to jump into the bed and rolls a 1 and ends up on the floor. Like, people have made a couple of I rolled a 1 memes. What's the word on the street for the new quest? Yeah, greater heroism, I have it. I have it on a, yeah, I slotted it there. Greater heroism in my augment slot there. I put a globe of cursed blood in that ring. This ring is great. It took me a while to farm for this ring. I farmed on my main, doing that pilgrim quest, which is such a pain, but I did it on like whatever it was, R1. Has anybody done those quests on R10? Those extra hard difficulty quests? Those things are so annoying. Fear immunity, concentration 20 there. I have range power 10, perform 20 there. Some of these I could swap out for other stuff. Festive con 2, festive wisdom 2. I'm still on the hunt for bracers, but for right now I'm using these just because they had a Reaper bonus on it. They give me poison resist, they give me vitality, which I'm already low on hit points, and they give me insightful resistance. So like, they were the best. I did have bracers that had a bunch of assassinate on them, but I'm not using assassinate, so like these were better. So like this, but this piece needs to be like, I think there's bracers that come from either Mithran or the Lord's Mark Plaza. So I've been like trying to figure out what the next piece of gear it's going to be. The bracers, dodge 12, fort there, blindness immunity on those. I really like these goggles. I think they're really cool. I'm not sure what the second piece to that is, but I was thinking, well, maybe I should try to get that set. I have a crystallized unicorn tier and a diamond of insightful wisdom in there. I'm using an Undying Sapphire, a Demon Heart, and a Festive Dex. And then Master's Gift, and that's my Topaz of Quick Moves. Oh, so that was something I had mentioned. I didn't see if you guys had answered it. So is people taking Whirlwind Attack on a thrower? Is that a thing? Look, I wasn't quite sure what they were talking about when I was reading some of the comments on what people were saying. It's like, don't waste the, going for that quick draw that I'm getting. You can take it as a feat, but they're saying don't even worry about quick draw, just take Whirlwind Attack. And I'm like, but that's a melee. But then there was a whole bunch of stuff about like that it might be contributing to the animations of the throw. I don't know. You guys tell me. I've never really min-maxed ranged thrower in here, but I'm sure people have. So maybe it's something that we need to test and see if it's still a thing. I don't know. But so without knowing any of that, I just went with my quick draw, like, because it actually literally says it on the feat. Throwing weapons more rapidly. So that's what we wanted. So like, I took deflect arrows as my actual feat and just slotted a gem. But if you didn't have the gem, you probably would think that you'd want to consider that or this. I think deflect arrows is really good though. Like it keeps me alive, although I failed obviously with that spitter who killed me with that last hit that just knocked me out of that quest. But most of the time it's pretty good. Yeah, you never heard of that? I've never heard of it, but I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, there were people who like min-max and theory crafted on how to get the, how to break like the animation cap for the melee swings and the thrower swings. So I'm just not sure if that stuff is like old school and it doesn't matter anymore, or if it's still the case now. I don't know. You guys, it's something that we can all like try and test out and see if it works. Maybe it does work. Maybe it's like the best thing ever. I don't know. I did ask the person who mentioned that in the thread to like let me know, you know, like what they were talking about, if there was something I could look at or read or watch a video on, but I haven't heard back, so. A lot of the old school like stuff is different now, right? Because like they changed double strike, they changed a lot of like the way the game used to process attacks. It's just different now in their trying to combat lag. So I'm not sure if those old animation cancel cheats or however we want to word what they are, bypasses, like if they even work anymore, you know, I don't know. I mean, it is true that if I, you know, like click my mouse super fast, I throw super fast. So maybe it is something that is still a thing. I'm not sure. Because it's much faster if I click my mouse than if I do my auto attack. So it could be that, you know, having whirlwind attack increases the, you know, maximum that you can actually like throw a weapon. It's going to be something to test out. I really like to test stuff out, so I probably will try to test it. You know, the one downside though is that like it just costs so much to respec in this game. And it's so weird because like I was over in Lord of the Rings Online moving my account because they just turned on a bunch of 64-bit servers, and I can respec over there for just a few like silver pieces. It's so easy to respec over there. You know, we don't have it easy over here where we have to do like the lesser heart. I could go to Fred and spend a bunch of Astral Shards, but it's kind of like, why? It should just be, I can just do it. No T-Rex, no ship. It looks like they fixed whatever the glitch was for the for that Black Rose armor. It looks like it's not. I'm not exactly sure what they fixed, but I feel like it looks a little bit better. So I'm happy that they fixed it. No bear. So I was thinking, well, since this build is so fun, I'll just like TR my main and I'll do a bunch of monk lives because I need to get Dragon Disciple on my main, but I have already finished all the epic lives, so I think probably what I'll do is like iconic. I might do like the Tabaxi, my iconic Tabaxi I have not done yet. I don't really, like, I'm not in the rush to do that, but that's probably what I could do if I wanted to, like, play it. I still haven't done it. It is the last iconic I need. I need to get it, so at some point I'll probably do it. It depends what happens. There's so many games, bro. Has anybody played Schedule 1? Holy crap, is that game fun. What the hell? Like, there's just so many games. I can't even. I haven't. I'm like, oh, I was gonna stream Schedule 1, but there's so many people streaming it right now. I'm like, you know what? I'll stream DDO. I'll do a little gear farming. I'll go and do the R10s. So we got really lucky though, man. Like, I did the R10 Sharn Welcome the first try. No deaths, first try. So I'm going to post it too. I'm going to post it on the build. So the people like that, to me, that just says once and for all, it's not the build that sucks. If you think I suck, that's great. You're entitled to your opinion. I do suck, but the build doesn't suck. So if you wanted to try and play with a monk build, this is a good monk build. All the hate that's on that thread is directed at me. It's not the build. And people nitpicking, oh, I had 1 point here and I didn't have a point there. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant because, you know, you can, like I've said like a dozen times, you can move the points around. Like I got the dude's like, oh, you didn't use subtlety. That build sucks. You're not going to be able. It's like, bro, I solo. I can't drop threat from myself. You know, like, relax. It's okay if you don't like me, you know, but to, you know, respect the build is good. And there's a lot, like, you guys, you know, there's a lot more I can do to get it even better, so. But suggestions, I need good suggestions for the offhand, the dinosaur offhand, and am I using, like, should it be adamantine or using melt for the crystal? Is that the best one to use for the main hand? I don't know. I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of stuff with the dinosaur stuff, so like I keep coming out here and farming for this stuff. I talked about this when the stream first came up, and I don't know if you guys have heard this news, but I'll mention it here again. I won't go into like what we talked about earlier, like in detail, but the gist of it was that like there have been like conversations going around SSG about how Cormyr may remain VIP only when they release the other 64-bit servers in the future. So they may not allow transfers to and from Cormyr. Cormyr may remain like a, you know, a VIP only server, which is kind of upsetting because I was planning to move all my characters there, but it may be that I'm not able to do that. So, the whole point of me bringing that up is I initially thought, well, I don't need to worry about Cormyr stuff because I'm just going to merge it with my main account anyway. So I haven't really been doing a lot of like gaming and farming over there on Cormyr, but it may be that I actually need to start thinking about that as a server that I'm not going to be able to move a character to, right? Like, and that these characters, my main on Sarlona, this thrower, like these characters are probably going to wind up on some other 64-bit server. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you guys think of that. I'm going to post the video on my YouTube channel that I did earlier here, like we talked about it, so you guys can like answer, you know, let me know what you think over there, or if you have feelings here that maybe you have like an initial take on. I mean, because my initial take was, well, if they're going to keep it VIP only, it should definitely have some, like, event that's going on all the time, right? Like, it shouldn't be... Otherwise, what's the point? Like, what are we paying for over there? Right? Like... So, I don't know. Who knows what's going to actually happen if they do that or not, but it is something that I've heard them mention a few times, that it may be a VIP only, which I guess the good news would be like, that means that Cormyr may have events on it going all the time that only exist on Cormyr, and if the events are cool and they have nice loot and they're fun to play, that's good. That's a W. I mean, I think it's good. Event servers over in Lotro are pretty popular. Lotro is a bit of a different game though, so I don't think they could do what they do over there here, but I definitely think anything that keeps people invested in playing and logging in is good. I don't like the idea of fracturing the community though. Like, I kind of think putting everybody in a situation where we can play with more people is better. It's one of the things that's really good about hardcore, right? Like, hardcore is super cool because there's just a lot of people. You guys raid, a lot of you guys raid, right? So like having a lot of people who are raiding and good raiders in the community, like that's definitely good. Like, you want more people, not less. It's super frustrating if you want to raid and there's not enough people, or if there's just not enough like players who who are, you know, capable of doing the raid, right? Like, one of the things on hardcore is 90% of the population is like under level 10, right? So the raiding community on hardcore is super small because it's just such a small population of people. But we'll see what happens with Cormair 64 VIP. I'm hoping that they make it like a normal 64-bit server and we all get to, you know, move our stuff there. But my experience so far over in Lotro doing the move was that they did make it so that I could literally move everything, all the weird old stuff on my account. I was able to move, no problem. The only issue so far over there has been the housing. They staggered the housing, and I think that was done because they weren't ready for everyone trying to merge to one server. I think they opened 4 servers, and most of the people tried to transfer to one of them. So they temporarily had to close that one, and then they opened the others to try to get people to transfer to that. And then when they turned on the one that everybody went to, they staggered a bunch of stuff in order to like implement it slower. We won't really have to worry about that in DDO, but I was initially worried about stuff like my monster manual, my stables, like all that. But from what I've seen, all that stuff should be no problem. Like all that stuff should move. You know, the Astral Shards, like they were able to allow for all that to go in Lotro. So my feeling is probably going to be the same over here in GDO. It's really just going to come down to whether or not we can like move to a 64-bit server like Argon Essence 64. And if we all decided to go to Argo 64 as an example, let's say they keep Cormair 64 as a VIP only. Well, now we're all going to try to get onto Argo. Will Argo be able to handle it? Argo 64. I'm just using that name. It's probably not going to be the name, but whatever the 64-bit server is, can it handle all of us if we try to go there? That would also mean that I'd have to set up another, like, whole new instance of my main, my guild, like, but the good news is that it would allow me to move my guild. That worked really well in Lotro. Like, I have a founders guild that I set up on day one when the game opened, and that moved. And then all the people who were in the guild who moved over were automatically assigned to the guild. So like nobody got kicked out. Everything went super smooth. The only people who aren't in the guild anymore are the people who haven't logged in like 5 years. They just don't know. I guess they just stopped playing and they haven't transferred. But I'm pretty sure if they did transfer, they would just automatically be assigned to the guild. So whatever tech they implemented for that, if they do it over here, it's probably going to be super smooth. All right, so should I try that now? Like, what do you guys, do you know if I stack these? Can I double stack these? Can I double stack the decks? So can I have exceptional decks and exceptional decks, or they don't stack? I'm assuming they don't stack because they're the same buffs, right? Like they don't work like filigrees. Filigrees stack when you do something like that, but I just don't think it'll work. I think I have to keep that as exceptional wisdom, right? So I've like been hesitating to even bother making it because it's like, well, I just don't want to waste and have an extra dex. But that would be it right there, the Shadow Claw. Right? They don't double stack. Yeah, all right, there you go. So I've got that min-max. Dex Con or Dex Wiz. Yeah. You know what? That's a great point. Let me do that. Thank you very much, Wonder. I probably would benefit better instead of the wisdom from the Dex. Yeah. That is a good point. So now I need the, oh, dude. It's just like if these should all be like universal, like an unslaughter thing. Like I have to go get a bone picker now. It's like what are, dude. Like, that would be a massive W, right, for the game if we had a universal system here. All right, so that's it right there. All right, more hit points. We like that. Yay. And we'll just store that. The good thing about having that wisdom one is, like, when I was doing my druid, that's what I was using, so. And what do you guys think about my... Should I hunt for a specific set of bracers? I was in the DDO builder trying to find them, and it kept crashing. So hopefully whatever is crashing out DDO builder gets patched. It's such a good program that he just got so ambitious with this version 2. It's amazing. I can't believe how much work they must put into that program. It's so cool. They're working on like a DPS counter now that should be able to like tally up DPS increases for us. The only thing I haven't really done is start hitting any of these pieces with like the cursed decks to try to get the extra bonuses. I probably will do that at some point. I think I have what I need. I feel like we're in a good spot, though. We're definitely in a good spot. Like it's light years ahead of where we were when we were doing falconry in wisdom, like light years ahead. And then even when I first transitioned into this build and my gear was generic, now that the gear is all very specific for ranged and I have the set bonuses, probably could be argued that if I could farm and get Mythdraenor gear, I did see that there are a few Mythdraenor pieces that I probably want. But when I look at the quest and I look at the loot table, the piece that I want, like I think it's like a spring piece. I think it's a ring. I forget what it's called, but I'd have to look at the list. But it says it's rare. And I know that the rare loot is like super rare out there. So while I have the genie buff on my main and I have an elixir of discovery on my main, you know, it's still difficult to like to get stuff out there. Like I really haven't been able to loot much out there in the Mythdraenor expansion, which is unfortunate. I do really like it, but if you guys have any piece of ranged gear that you absolutely love and you think that I should have, drop me a note, let me know somewhere, either in Discord or over on the YouTube channel or on the forum or something like that. Because I'm sure you guys who play it a lot, like I don't really play ranged, so like I don't really know all the gear options or what's super good. I do like these goggles that I got from Temple of Elemental Evil. I think they're really cool. Is there another quest that we can try to do on R10? Yes, there is. We can try to do the easiest quest in the game, right? We can go and do Into the Mists. That quest is a good quest to do because we have a lot of room to run around. The one bad thing would be if we got like a bad champion, one of those wisps, or if we got a bad Reaper, you know, if we got like a Fear Reaper or something like that with a bunch of mobs around. So didn't I just see could have swore I just saw something over there. Alright, so for these dudes, I'm going to try to, like, kill these dudes before I run off. Alright, I don't see any champions. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, the fire, bro. Bro, it's so bad. Like, I have to constantly move so I don't get hit by their fire. I'm out of key. I can't move fast, so I have to just jump. How many are left? Oh, dude, this stupid fire rays. Alright, one down. He better not kill me. Oh, dude. So annoying. Alright. Done. That was like the hardest part of this, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna stealth. And then we are going to do that. Spell absorb. Yeah, I don't have any on this character. I need to get it. I could farm for that. Yeah, I do. I don't have any. This character was like, I made this character a long time ago as a paladin and then redid it as a monk. Sort of like right before the pandemic. It is definitely a different gameplay style, though, doing R10s. So I'm sure there's like a way to min-max it, because I'm not used to doing it. I do like it, though. It is a cool challenge. There's just a lot of quests that are just kind of really shit, right? So we succeed in UMD on a roll of a 1. That's really good. There's a whole bunch of junk on this road here. The damage looks really good, though. But this quest is nice because we can just kite him all the way down the road. And hope that we get like a big damage proc. I need to get a bunch of key, though, before we go back. Nice, yeah, that's great. I haven't tried it in a group yet. I have done a lot of this thrower, like all the Reaper points that I have came from doing like R10 groups. But I mean, I was doing the old build that I had, primarily just trying to nuke champions and Reapers with the falconry attacks. But this hits way, way harder, so. Okay, I see a Plague Reaper. I think the wolves are probably more dangerous to me, right? Alright, we stunned him. Okay, there's the Plague Reaper. It'd be nice if I could lock him in ice. We got a Shirati proc on him. That's good. I want some more key. We have to make sure that the two wargs in the back are dead. Yeah. Did we get all of them? It's just that one. The scarecrows are susceptible to the ice. So it's pretty easy to get them with it. Alright, is that the name? That's the named. Okay, I want to go around him. So that 40 key. Alright, that's fine. Alright, and that's the name, dude, right? I think it looks really good, man. Like, I think the damage looks really good. It's perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it's really good. We're getting monster hits. Big, big damage. And we wound up right next to the chest. I'm probably not that impressive, but it is what it is, right? R10. Solo. It's probably one of the easier to do, but I like it because there's a lot of room to run around, right? Float on by, good to see you. I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? Drama? It's just more, if you heard me mention something, it was that people were saying that the build sucked, and like I'm just demonstrating that it's not the build that sucks, that people probably more accurately could say I suck or they don't like me. That's fine. It's a free country. Don't like me, that's great. But like the build itself is solid. It's S tier. Whether or not you think I'm a clown or a shitty player, that's fine. Like, but it has nothing to do with the build. So the build itself is super good. So And I posted it. I'll like post the updates because today changed. It reduced the cost of this No Mercy. No Mercy used to cost 2 points. Now it only costs 1 point. I was able to take those extra 3 points and put them over here in Stealthy. You could put them in Agility if you wanted to, or if you were grouping a lot, you'd probably be better off putting them in Subtlety to drop your threat because you're doing a fuck ton of damage. Sorry to curse. I gotta remember not to curse because I don't want to flag for when these get uploaded to YouTube. If you have swearing and stuff in your VODs, you have to like let YouTube know. So I'm trying not to swear because I don't want to mark the videos over there. Anyway, you guys can swear all you want. I'm not gonna. Anyway, so the point is, yeah, Subtlety. If you're grouping a lot, if your gear sucked and you needed dodge. Did we confirm? What do you guys think about this? Agility, is that +1 dodge bonus just the +1 to my dodge itself, or is that to the cap? I think it's just to dodge, right? Like, so I'm at like 48. When I go into Reaper, it goes way up, and I'm capped at 40. So like I'm over it by 8 points already. So like I don't need an extra 3 unless that raises my cap by 3. Then I could see that would work. Like that would increase my cap. That would help get me closer to 50%. But for right now, I'm enjoying the movement when I'm stealthed and the extra key gen. Like the key gen is really nice. I feel good about this breakdown in Horizon Walker. We've literally taken everything that's not a bow skill. Everything else is for bows. Like all the range stuff here we're working. Hunter's Focus is super good. Like somebody else said, well, if you don't have a lot of hit points, take the hit points here. I think the improved Archer Focus is way better. We did confirm Shadow Double is actually working, so like I'm taking it now. It's only 1 action point anyway, right? So, but like I've got it on my bar. I'm using it. You know, it's not as good as 10,000 stars, obviously, but it's something that I'm using. The other thing somebody brought up to me about this was that, oh, why aren't you using Elemental Soul? You absolutely can use Elemental Soul if you want to. Like, if you want to, go for it, man. Do it. If you have the points, especially. I just decided that I wanted Contemplation, obviously, for the key gen. And this build, like, I don't have a lot of points on this. This is almost like first life character, right? I only have 2 past lives. I did 1 TR on this character. So I have 1 heroic and 1 epic past life. So I don't have a lot of points. So, you know, if I had a bunch, like a completionist with a bunch of racials, I'd have extra points to throw around, because I could grab these points, put them over here. You could absolutely mess around with Elemental Soul. I don't think that the damage is enough from Sting of the Ninja or this or the Imbued Eye, because I'm doing so much damage with the main attack and the sonic damage from the Epic Strike. The synergy that we have, like, it's just I don't really even care about it, you know. But if you wanted to, go for it. I think it's fine. Oh, the other thing too, so I got my gear, so now we're in a 5-piece Isle of Dread, 3-piece Dreadbringer, and I managed to farm the Unnatural Accuracy ring. I also I got a Neglected Wedding Ring. So my accuracy is up now. I think it was like 190 something in the last quest that I did. You guys could let me know. So I was in Pierce the Gloom for the extra to hit, but now since my to hit is fine, I'm in the zone. I put the points in Bring Darkness. That only procs on a natural 20, but like talking to people, like everyone loves this. So I'm in it. I updated the build. I'm doing that because I'm scroll casting. Dance is for more sneak attack. Like all this stuff is going to be based on your gear. Maybe you need more fortification bypass, then take it. Like the only other thing I would say is that I also got people talking to me about the Epic Strike from here. I bet this is a great epic strike. It's just for this particular build, for what we're doing, we're focusing on the synergy of Fatesinger and the Sonic, and we're in Stay Loud. So like that might work, but that would alter everything. So like if I were to change that, I probably would change something else and wind up in Grandmaster Flowers or something. Like I don't know. That would be a completely different build. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't work, and it doesn't mean also that it wouldn't be better than this. It might be. I'm just saying like for this build, I'm not going to do the Shadow Dancer epic strike. You know, the Fatesinger one is too good. It's too good, man. Like, bro, 5 seconds. That's up every 5 seconds. Like, I was stuck using pin, which is 15 seconds. That is awful. Like, I mean, it's a good epic strike, but compared, this is just way, way, way better. In my opinion, like from the gameplay. The good thing about DDO though is there's like more than one way to, what's the phrase? Skin a cat? Is that a phrase? Or am I thinking of a cartoon? There's more than one way to, whatever the phrase is. There's more than, DDO is like 10,000 ways to get to the end of the game, right? Like you can do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm not claiming also that this is the best monk thrower build ever. That's not what I was saying, but it is definitely S tier. So IPS even on R10. Yeah. Float on by. Different aspects of the game, shaming people performing. Yeah, I agree. I don't do it myself. If you want to play a certain way and have fun and you like playing that way, then I think that's great. Wanderlust, Ice is nerfing my DPS. Yeah, I need to change that out. Line stuff up with multiple targets. Pluck the string and hunt's end. Yeah, there you go. Nice, yeah. Well, that's Float. You mentioned like get the hang of it. Like there definitely is a gameplay style that when you're doing R10 content is different than other content. It's just different. So like I definitely think there is getting a hang of that. You know, just being in that environment. I think it's enjoyable. It is very difficult though. You can't get hit at all, right? I mean, like, unless you've got 5,000 hit points. If you got 1,600 like I have, I can't get hit once. That dude killed me for 4,500, right, damage. So, like, it's just not... I really need to, like, you know, do all the dodging and moving around as I can and just basically try to kill everything from super, super far away. I think in a group that might be different because people would be CCing, especially if there's a tank and he's like, you know, aggroing things. That would be way different of a gameplay, but usually I solo, so. One of the reasons that I didn't push like a heavy threat drop, somebody was asking me, they're like, yeah, good luck, you have no threat drop. Most of the time I solo, but I do understand what they're saying, so like I do have some threat drop. It is something that I could get better though. I would just have to like start focusing, like if I were gonna do this build on my main, I would build it a little bit different with more threat drop, but that might be something that I'll do for the spring, since we're not quite sure what's going to happen and the Cormyr Lantern event is ending. I still need the Tabaxi Iconic on my main on Sarlona. So I might TR into the Tabaxi, which is a monk, right? And then I could just do this thrower build on the monk. And then on an Iconic, I have to go to level 30 anyway, so like... That's really the only thing, because I've got all the epic past lives, so if I just did like regular racial. I still need regular elf. I was thinking, well, I need elf. So I'll just do my elf lives on this thrower since elf synergizes really well with the build, but I wouldn't be going into epics because once I hit 20, I'd probably TR and just go back down to get the next elf life, right? I have all the epics already. So my hope is that they give us more epic pass lives so it gives me something to do when I'm doing the racials. Range category in the stats panel. Let's take a look at it. So my threat is minus 82 right now. Which I could get better, right? I mean, that would be something I think, like, the way that my mind works, coming up with a repository of like numbers that you want to hit. Because like one of the things when people ask me, well, for advice, and they say, well, what number am I looking for? Like, is there a number here that we want as a goal? Like, are we going for 100? Are we going for 150? If I already hit it at 80, 100? Yeah, so Wonder, you're saying it's 100? Okay, so I'm close. I'm not there yet. I'm close. So I could just grab a couple more things. So probably if I grabbed subtlety, that would do it. The other question I had for you guys is what's the target for fortification bypass? I've got 83 now. Do people shoot for 100 there too? I'm assuming it's about 100, right? 160 total. So 160%. So I'm half of what I should be. Yeah, I just don't know, like, even though they broke this combat stuff out for us, and even though I've played the game forever, like, some of these numbers, it's not, like, putting them into context. Yeah, that's cool. I did drop, like, I had a bunch of, I had Grim Precision, and I dropped it. I haven't noticed my DPS go down. I haven't noticed that I'm not, like, killing mobs fast. I'm still killing them really fast, so but like again, it would be nice to have like a repository of like target numbers, like in Star Wars The Old Republic. When I was like building a tank or DPS or a healer, like there's these certain target thresholds you want for your, like, if you're on a DPS, your accuracy has to be a certain thing. If you're tanking, you need to make sure your threat gen is at a certain thing. If you are healing, you want to make sure that you have like a certain number on your alacrity, as an example. Like there was a target alacrity that you wanted in order to make sure that your healing was optimal. So like here, it's like, what are those numbers for fortification bypass, dodge bypass? Like, do people even worry about dodge bypass as a number? Or is that a thing? Like, it's one of those things. I haven't seen like a post like that where people, post numbers like that, but it would be something cool that I'd like to keep track of for when people ask. Like, what's the dodge? Do you guys try to get 50%? I'm at like 40% right now, and I keep thinking, yeah, it would be awesome to get to 50%, but I don't know how I would even do it. I mean, I'm almost at 50%, but I need to increase my cap. So I've done that here. Like, I took that. I think I get more if I have more points. Yeah, like I get another cap there, get another cap there. This character doesn't have enough. Even though I have 27 Reaper points, it's just not enough yet, so. It's cool. Stu, good to see you. Ocean Stance. Yeah, I'm in Ocean Stance. Yeah. Oh, there it is. 8 dodge cap on my ocean stance. Yeah. I wonder if what happens if I shut that off. Yeah, so it goes down to 32 if I turn that off, and then 36. So we're getting a lot from ocean. Yeah, that's cool. I usually don't. Like, I have that on the bar for bosses, but I usually don't even bother clicking it. I mean, maybe if I were raiding, I would, for the boss, but for most normal stuff, I'm just running around in ocean. I do need to do some testing. Somebody brought up a good point to me about how Fade Arc Illusionist has sort of like a target dummy. And I've said it a few times. I love the target dummy, this diversion thing. It's so cool. It doesn't always work, but when it works, it's like awesome. I kind of think that they should just sell us a target dummy. I would buy one and use it on all my characters if they had it. It would be so cool. They have them in WoW, right? Like, you can throw it down and it will grab aggro of everything. But supposedly Fade Arc Illusionist has something similar to it. I don't know if you guys have messed around with that. I definitely plan to try it out and see if it's anything similar. It's this thing here, this distract. Familiar appears at the targeted location. Like, I didn't even think to try that. When I initially read that, I just thought well, I don't usually stealth a lot and I'm not usually sneaking around, but if it works like a target dummy, that would be super cool. So I get a lot of messages from people telling me that it's very helpful and they appreciate it and they've learned a lot, but for some reason the thrower build just triggered a lot of people to, go into hate mode. I'm not sure why. But I think that, like, I've said a couple times tonight, like, yeah, it may be that I suck, it may be that they don't like me, but the build itself is solid. I think it's super cool. You may be able to take it and, like, min-max it a little bit more than it is, but as I've posted it, like, it's super solid.
Can find treasure.